What's good, people? I'm gonna keep this short and brief for the first time in, let's say, ever. This is the fight coming up between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimolopez. We're gonna see how this plays out tonight, man. This is a big match for both of them. Shakur stepping up in weight to 140 to try to take a belt from Teofimolopez. I believe the WBC or WBO belt. And then you have Teofimolopez, who we thought was going to move up to 147, now taking a fight against a young, hungry contender in Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, make no mistake about it, he's coming here to take the belts and everything that Teofimo has worked hard for, and vice versa. Teofimo is here to really stop the gravy train for Shakur Stevenson. And we saw all the theatrics and the carnival leading up to the fight, especially during fight week. You know, they've been jawing at it for the past few months, even beyond that. Teos said some off-color things to Shakur and just to other fighters in general. He's a very enigmatic personality. And then you have Shakur, who's just like, I'm an unstoppable force. I'm just going to wipe out whoever's in front of me. And the story with him was, we don't want to see him fight because he runs and he won't stand in a pocket and trade. He won't sit down on his punches. He evades the attack without leaving himself in position to crack back. And we saw him finally start to change that narrative in the fight with William Zepeda. That was a big fight for Shakur Stevenson. And I think that it helped to level him up and shape him into a more overall, more balanced fighter. Yeah, I had to pause that for a minute because just as I wanted to speak, of course, the plane would fly overhead. But I think that Shakur is more well-rounded now. And you have Teofimo, who's an explosive fighter, who, although he's a counterpuncher, from my opinion, in nature, he will turn up the offense. He will pick and probe and try to find openings, and then use that explosive athleticism to close the distance and make you pay and get you up out of there if possible. We saw that in his fight against Barbosa in Times Square. We saw that in his fight against Lomachenko, especially when he had to dig deep and get round 12 and win a close fight against Lomachenko. We saw that he had an interesting fight against Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin, another southpaw who, unlike Shakur, I think he's a little bit different. He's a little more explosive, both with his feet and with his power, let's say. And he was able to drop Teo. So Teo, although he's very crafty and he's gotten a lot better over the years, and I think he's very dangerous, I think that this is a battle of IQs, and that's why I'll circle back to saying this is a chess match. And with that being said, ultimately, I'm picking Shakur Stevenson to win, but I really want to make note of this. I see it as a coin flip type of fight. I think that Shakur will win a decision because ultimately he's not going to take as many risks, and he has such great vision as a defender that he's able to make you overextend before throwing a counter shot back to punish you. And where I think Teo is really exceptional at is he's able to throw punches with leverage without overextending himself. But there will be times where he does, just out of habit at times. There may be points in the fight where he gets away from being disciplined. As great as he is, we also see this at times with Inoue, even though Inoue is in the top 3 pound for pound with Crawford and Usyk. Every fighter has this happen at some point. Shakur as well. It's just that I see Shakur has less of these mental, not lapses so much as lulls, where he'll kind of just get a little comfortable. I'm talking about Teo, and he'll jump in with that leaping jab, and he'll get caught with a check hook, and that's how he got caught against Sandor Martin. But overall, I think he's very crafty, and people are going to underestimate him. And he has the ability to make this fight close, regardless of whether he wins or loses. But I will say this: don't be surprised if Teo is able to win this fight, particularly if he's able to land a really good shot, close that distance, and throw a shot from an angle that Shakur doesn't see. So although I'm picking Shakur by decision in this fight, I think that this is going to be a step up I think this is going to be a tough fight for both fighters here. And I'm looking forward to hopefully a high-level chess match that breaks out into moments where we have very high-level but action-packed offensive exchanges. I'm not looking to see rock'em sock'em robots. I want to see precision and intentionality in picking their spots to really turn it up. Like we saw that in spots with the Crawford and Canelo fight. Now, although Canelo was not getting the better of the exchanges in round 9, there were points in time where in round 9, although Canelo was a step behind Crawford, they were having these 5 to 10 second moments in the 9th round where they were exchanging 5, 10, sometimes 12 punches between them. And nobody had to get knocked out or knocked down, but it just showed the high level of IQ between both guys, and just that Crawford was just a little bit ahead in IQ as well as stamina. And I think that that's what should be the separating factor for Shakur Stevenson against Teo. The only difference is that Teo is a lot more explosive in this scenario going against Shakur than Canelo was against Crawford. Two different fighters, different styles, different matchup, but similar thinking in that Teo is good enough to make up for mistakes that he makes as an explosive fighter. So that's the X factor. So even though I'm picking Shakur to win, this should be a very interesting fight. And then the other one I'm looking forward to is Jermaine Ortiz and then Keyshawn Davis. It'll be very, very interesting to see how that fight plays out. I got Keyshawn winning this fight, but it's going to be a very tough fight. And as with the Shakur and Teo fight, Jermaine Ortiz could win this fight. If Keyshawn gets lackadaisical or falls into mental lows at time, he can't do that against Jermaine Ortiz. We've seen Jermaine Ortiz have some really good showings against some high-level fighters. I think he fought Lomachenko as well. And then did he not fight Devin Haney or Teo? I can't remember. But he done fought some high-level, at least 2 high-level opponents. So this should be a good one. I think Keyshawn will win, but I hope that not only is this a good fight, but this is a moment of growth for Keyshawn after everything that happened in the summertime. But let me know what you guys think. And I'm going to head my butt back inside because it's freezing outside. You know, this is the winter wonderland I'm out here in now. But I thought it'd be a nice change of scenery, and I just felt like sitting outside for a second. So hope you guys stay safe, enjoy the fights, and we're going to talk about it afterwards. Peace.